So we went to have a look at the house. Obviously, everything he said to me was true. I still have videos. I still have videos of them bringing the bed in, bringing the sofa, blah, blah, blah. But once again, I had a home to myself.
Yeah, at least you know.
I'm not living with
anyone's
anybody. If you have a relative married to a South African, then please don't come and kill me. South Africans are quite different. They easily get bored with people.
Yeah.
They easily get bored with the relatives of their foreign partners.
Right.
So
I don't think it's their culture to have relatives sitting in their homes. Like we do. You know, you can go and visit your sister or your friend. Or you can be there sometimes. You can spend the weekend, and it's okay. But I don't think they
have that culture. So even in as much as Lady Mary was trying to be very nice to me, I realized, you know, the challenges.
Yeah.
So we moved in. With the help of God, it's me and Yema Yepe. And then this is a man, I'm living with him. Me mama friend me on the befa. You know, be a friend me. He's on my phone.
You can't move your hand.
I'm on sedative painkillers. If I take it, I'm gone.
Yeah.
And so he pushed it to my mother how much he wanted to marry me. And obviously, my mother is a mother who wanted desperately for me to settle. For my mother, she believes if you have everything and you don't have a husband, you are incomplete.
What do you believe?
I believe a woman is complete with or without a husband. And there's not even a woman, a man. I'm not gonna force my kids to get married. I'm definitely gonna force them to have 1 or 2 children with anybody who's available.
You don't buy into your mom's school of thoughts that a woman is not complete.
Not at all.
Without a man.
Not at all.
So why did you even, get pressured into?
I love my mother so much.
Okay.
And my mother is aged. My mother is old. And sometimes she blackmails me into doing stuff I don't want to do.
Yeah.
And I hate saying
no. That's what mothers do, though, don't they?
I hate saying no to her as well. My mother is a blackmailer. I mean, if there's any, we have a special prosecutor. If we can have a special blackmailer.
We need to cast her for a very special role.
No, a special blackmailer. And my mother can't speak English. Now all the president needs is to take my mother to Europe. All alone, they will get it. My mother was saying, you don't want to hear the voice of God. I can't even say this if Jesus is not speaking to me. They are all blackmail. So whatever, I started a marriage whole thing with my mother.
So he conspired with your mom.
And my mother felt, you see, my mother didn't understand who a caregiver was. So me, mommy, didn't say me Tuyanaka. She thought a man that is taking care of you whilst you are sick, this is a man you need. This is a man that can support you.
He's loving.
She talked me into believing her. And I will say today, tomorrow, the next day, I married my ex-husband thinking I am marrying somebody who will be my strength. Sometimes relationship, unfortunately in our generation, we reduce it to money and what you can give me. But if you think deeper, it's who you grow up with. What you two can do.
You're going to grow old with.
The
companion you're going to have.
What you two can do together. Where you two will be in 20 years, in 30 years. The future you people can share together. I've seen a lot of rich people dying and not even enjoying what they earn. And so that's how
it started.
But we never had a relationship.
The thing that puzzles me about you, and you know me, I'm like in your corner forever and ever. I think if I'm not
I'm a girl.
I'm your #1 fan, right? But in the beginning, I started seeing pictures of you and him on Instagram, social media. I think there was a video I saw of him playing the piano and we were sitting there.
That's what he does.
And you looked so happy. You looked like this is it. I think when I looked at that video, I caught myself smiling so hard with you in that video. So for me, it's like...
You met us.
I did. For me, it was like, what changed? What happened? What went wrong? Because I was just And not to say this because you're here, but I was holding my breath. I was like, God, please, nothing can go wrong here because this lady is so happy. I mean, for the look of things. But did you do it for the Holy Gram or you did it for...
I was very happy.
You were rapping it in people's faces. You were rapping it in my face. I was like, I have to get a boy to if you are you know, because for me, it's like you were really flaunting it on Instagram.
Jocelyn, it wasn't on Instagram. It's my husband. He's my pride. Whether he's got it or not. Was I happy? I was very happy.
You weren't flaunting the fact that obviously that whatever happened behind, I didn't even know that he was just a caregiver. I'm now finding that out today, right? But on Instagram, it looked like, look, I have my man, so everybody back off. You know, that kind of flaunting. You were happy to show him to the world.
He's my husband. He is my husband. And I tell people, an adulterous woman will not do one bit of what I did with my husband because I wasn't hiding him. He was in everybody's face. This is the man in my life. I'm not single. I'm not alone. He was my husband. He was my husband.
Was that I think what I'm trying to even find out is was that even deliberate to ward off all the other guys who probably thought they had a chance with you, and then obviously ward off all the side chicks as well who would think that they probably, you know, because he's eye candy. Let's admit that Mr. Broker is
really quite
handsome.
Have you seen him lately?
No.
Okay.
But when I saw him with you, I guess you made him look good, right?
Okay. We give God the glory. And Broker is eye candy. Thank you, Jesus. You know, the day we had our South African wedding, the day, which is 22nd of October, a woman DM'd me. And the woman told me a very bitter story. And it was like, are you telling me about this
the same
man?
Guy.
The woman is called Mercy. And I confronted my ex-husband. It's like, no, I wanted to marry her and she cheated on me and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. But I want to sit on this program and thank that whoever that woman is, because I've never met her. But she gave me the guard to my marriage.
What do you mean?
She gave me a manual.
Okay.
She gave me something like terms and conditions to what you signed yourself in. I'm not a dumb person, and even though this guy denied everything, Jocelyn, I kept that message in my archive. And eventually, I started ticking
the boxes.
The boxes. He's an opportunist, but he's this. I gave my ex-husband $2,500 to go to South Africa to see his daughter for 3 weeks. And he came back and he didn't even come back with a bottle of perfume for me.
Maybe he thinks you don't need it.
Really?
Maybe you seem like you're saying, you're the breadwinner. You have
I told him, would you bad you open a top me? And so, even if I don't need it, Jocelyn, I don't need you to buy me a car before I will know you will take care of me.
Would you admit that you made a little bit of a mistake because, you know, you didn't even know this guy? I made a foolish mistake. I didn't even pray over it. You didn't even know that exactly.
Hold on. I didn't pray over this. Everything. Now, let me tell you, 3 days before we got married, I took my baby sister. She works with Standard Chartered Bank. And then my artist manager to my junction, and I sat them down. And I told them,
They're married in South Africa or here?
Here.
Okay.
I told them, I really don't know what's going on with me. I'm getting married to somebody I don't love. I'm marrying somebody I sympathize with. And God is my witness.
So you did that
It wasn't out of love, it was out of pity. So at some point, it felt like I'm sympathizing with you when you want to burn my house. I'm sympathizing with you and you are beating me up.
Okay, but why would you sympathize with somebody and marry the person?
Was
it pressures from society? You know,
there was pressure from society. Is not even there. Pressure from society. Which society? Because I've been married twice before I broke her. I lost James and John's father.
Yes.
I married this pastor who was a womanizer. if you had met me in July and asked me, will you marry again? I tell you never. So I couldn't believe that I was married in October. And okay, so it's there. See, it's for us to manage it. My mother said one thing. Sometimes you don't love somebody, but you grow to love the person.
Do you believe in that thing?
I do believe it.
Like you don't love somebody, but you can grow to love the person.
I think it doesn't have to do with sexual.
Of course not. But I'm just saying you never did. So that's what I'm saying, because your mother would probably...
I would have grown to love my ex if he wasn't beating me up. I mean, the abuse was the part I couldn't...
When did this abuse thing start?
Okay, so as I told you, I was a sick woman. So way back in South Africa, he had access to my Visa card. He was controlling my finances until we came to Ghana. Now I'm not sick. If I'm in South Africa, I'm on vacation. You can't compare me being sick, Madam Pum, to me, a fear, living my everyday life. I want to grant this interview, I want to do this, I want to make money. That's where the problem was. And obviously he wasn't satisfied because he had access to withdraw $2,000 a brand new. And he came down to make quite maybe 100 Ghana, 150, buy fuel for the car. I'll see you later.